sort of messy bags.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody for coming up to join this Green Left Fringe, where we have our guest, former councillor and Green Party member of the Irish Republic, Bronwyn Marr. I am a member of Green Left and a member of the Green Party Trade Union Group. I'm a councillor down in London Borough of Lewisham. And for, I think it was almost 2 years, I was a Green Islands Network representative for England. I had a very interesting time in some of my jaunts, including travelling from Dublin to Belfast with members of the Irish Green Party who were in government, the equivalent of MPs, to go to Belfast to sign the Memorandum of Understanding, which in effect, and we have to be careful how we describe this, really joined the Green Party of Northern Ireland with the Glass, which I don't pronounce very well.
Yeah, Glass, yeah.
Thank you. Most of the reason behind that was really to give the experience and support from the success of the Irish Greens in the Irish Republic to those in the north who are beginning to build up and looked as if they may have some promises and beginnings of success. And all of that was true and good. I also had the experience of the last Irish conference that I went to was one down in Galway, and a fantastic event that was too. But I must admit it was a bit of an eye-opener to see what I would call the Americanisation of their modes and methods. They'd worked very, very hard from their media office for 2 or 3 years to fight for their right to have media representation. And having succeeded and caught it, they wanted to milk it for all it was worth. But what it ended up with was that you had tickets for the leaders' speech, which was all timetabled strictly, and as you arrived for the event, which had to be, what, 15 to 20 minutes in advance of the beginning of the event, we were ushered in, and there were smart-suited gents all down the hall on walkie-talkies, arranging everything. I was promptly taken to the front and given a front row seat, and I said, "Are you sure about this?" Only 5 minutes later to be hoisted up by my collar and put merely in row 4, but that's because I was a guest and an elected councillor for England, whilst the rest of my colleagues from the GPEW were left floundering, I think, right at the back of the hall, but at least you were let in. I think there was an orchestrated sort of round of applause, standing ovation. There was a warm-up act before the leader came out. We had a comedian, really. And that was very interesting. But what it really shows now in hindsight was that was the beginning of a terrible state of affairs. And that's part of the discussion that will come out in the discussion we're going to have today. I'm half Irish. My mum was born, brought up in Dublin, ran away from home at the age of 23, so she didn't have to share a bedroom with her 5 little brothers anymore, and lived here, trained ever since. And I spent an early year in Dublin, learned to walk and talk on Irish soil. But in a part of Dublin it's called Malahide, and a lot of Irish people say, "Malahide? That's not Ireland." But I think that was because a lot of the money and a lot of the English who came over may have had some ground houses there in the past. But anyway, I won't exercise my gift of gab any longer. And should we go straight to Bronwyn?